Dragon Ball fans, episode 112 has come upon us now. It has left us. Let's go ahead and talk about it. We leave off right after the Jiren and Hit fight. We see the aftermath. We see the gods looking. We see their fighters left. And we see Goku looking after Jiren. And he just looks at him. He says, I'm going to keep fighting on. And then we see Beerus looking down at Goku and Jiren. And we see Jiren, of course, meditating. He says, is Goku okay? We says he's okay. His fighting spirit is up, but he is still recovering. He says he should be alright. Next thing you know, we see Goku getting attacked by 3 different machines from Universe 3. The Universe 3 Supreme Kai says if they start taking out him as well as a few others, then they'll have the win. So next thing you know, they start going after Goku, and Supreme Kai and the rest of them are saying they're going after Goku while he's vulnerable. That's despicable. And then we see where Piccolo sees the aftermath. He tells Gohan, he says, go ahead and go help, son. He says, no. He says, I think Dad's going to be okay. He says, we should focus on the fight here and now. So they start fighting the Universe 6 Namekians, and we see where Gohan and Piccolo are going back and forth. They're fighting each one. And it looks like Piccolo kind of like, he doesn't really dislocate his arm. He just hurts his arm. And then we see where one of the Namekians is trying to use the blade, like almost like Black Goku did, as well as Zamasu used on him. Gohan stops it, and then Piccolo shots him, and then he goes, are you okay? He says, yeah. He says, I never thought that Universe 6 Namekians would actually be this strong. And so it intrigues him, and then we see where Khalifa and Kale are in a hole. They're talking, and we see Kale go, what are we going to do about Jiren now that Hit's gone? She says, don't be so timid. And she says, well, aren't you afraid? And she says, yeah. She says, I'm afraid of my potential. She says, I'm a Saiyan too. She's after seeing Son Goku and Hit fight, as well as she says Jiren fight. She says, I believe I can do anything. Next thing you know, we see this fat piece of crap Mona get in there, and she's like, and Khalifa's like, can I help you? She says, I want to fight you too. So she says, alright, let's go. Then Kaba comes in. Kaba says, I'll handle this. She's like, don't order me around. He says, no, you two need to go. He says, I will handle this. So you see Mona going, I don't care, come at me all 3. And Kaba just goes in for the attack. And he says, go. And she says, you can't handle her. Let me go in. He says, no, you two need to recover your stamina. Go now. And then they start leaving because Kale says maybe he has a point. So they leave. And Kaba's telling himself, he says, them two are the secret weapon. He says, I need to last as long as I can and do what I can. So he starts fighting Mona from Universe 4. And as soon as that happens, Kaba is literally getting his ass whooped by this character, and she just keeps mowing him down through all that. And this, personally, I was just like, wow, really? And we see where Kaba keeps going further and further and further, and then right when she's about ready to go on the edge, she deflects and gets out of the way, and then she grabs him and knocks him down again. Kaba is literally on the verge of being ringed out. We see where Champa is yelling at Kaba, and he then says that he is literally like, come on, listen. And then as soon as that happens, he says, at least I was able to try to get Khalifa and Kale some their energy back. And as soon as he's about ready to go, Vegeta catches him by the arm, and Kaba looks up. He sees him. He says, Master. Vegeta flings him and knocks him on the ground, and he says, Master. And next thing you know, Vegeta knees him directly in the gut. You see everyone going, why would he help them? And then you see Whis going, well, they are master and student after all. And he says, I don't know how that can go from a different universe. He says, but whatever. And then you see Zeno's talking. He says, what are they, friends or are they enemies? What are they? And then you say, the Grand Priestess, he says, apparently they have a master and student relationship. And they're like, ooh, master and student. And then you see Vegeta tell him, he says, don't get the wrong idea. He says, I just can't stand a pathetic saying lose. And he says, what are you talking about? And he says, are you trying to get stronger? He says, what, you don't remember the promise you made me? So it goes back to the Universe 6-7 tournament where Kaba said about the king of Sadala, as well as bringing him. He says, I guess you have to remember me sometime. He says, don't you remember about bringing me to Planet Sadala? He says, well, I don't think that matters. He says, one of us is going to get erased. So we come to a big realization that Vegeta is willing. He says, I plan on winning. He says, then I'm going to wish all of you back. He says, then you can keep that promise. And he just was like, really? He says, yeah. He says, well, he says, if I win, he says, I'll do the same too. He says, don't get cocky, I'm winning. And he says, yes, of course you are. He says, but he says, you need to take more pride in yourself. He says, actually know what you're doing. Because He even blasted away Mona trying to save Kaba, and he even told him that you need to fight with more pride and more power, and he says, I will. And as soon as that happens, Vegeta leaves, and then Kaba is just standing there looking around, and then we see Frieza in the shadows as normal, and we see him going, master and student staying relationship. He says, how pathetic. So we see Frieza, he's playing a little something, and then Kaba starts looking, and then he gets attacked by Mona again, and they start fighting. She starts knocking him down even more and more and more. Then we finally see where she says, where's that punk chicken Vegeta? He says, what kind of attack was that? She says, he blasts me and he runs away. She says, what a pathetic weakling. And this pisses Kaba off directly. And then she says, I'm going to go after them 2 girls as well. I'm going to knock all of you down. She's like, well, I don't need to worry about a pathetic little weakling like you. And we see where Kaba gets extremely angry. And he says, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to defend my universe. And he transforms into Super Saiyan 2. He used his anger about Vegeta as well as Kale and Khalifa being threatened to transform into Super Saiyan 2. This I really liked. It was about time we got something from Kaba other than just regular Super Saiyan. He's been very father lately, and it's good to see that he went a little further. And he was able to blast her very high away and really digging his feet into the concrete, saying, I'm not budging, and I'm going to defend my universe, and we're going to win. And so it was really good to see Kaba like that. And then right after he does that, we see Vegeta overlooking, and he just kind of smiles like, good work. So then we also see where he says, he looks at over at Jiren, he goes, how long are you going to stand like that, Jiren? He says, man, that bastard needs to know. He says that I'm not going to be playing around. And then we see Topo says, fight me. He says, I don't have time to play with the second fill. He says, why don't you do the second fill? And he says, cocky bastard, I'll show you what a second fill is. And then he starts fighting Topo. So this is going to be a hell of a fight, guys. We're finally going to see Topo and Vegeta fight, which I hope Vegeta knocks his punk ass out. Then it goes back to Kaba. Kaba's looking around for Kale and Khalifa. He says, I'm hoping Kale and Khalifa got out quick. And then we see where and he basically says, you. He looks at Frieza, and Frieza's like, he says, hello. He says, I guess, and he starts saying, fight me. And he's saying, like, he wants to fight someone strong, so he says, go ahead, take your free shot. So Kaba starts laying blows on Frieza, doesn't do nothing in normal form. Frieza knocks him back, grabs him by the face, pushes him up against the wall. He's the light fighting strong people. He says, but Saiyans I loathe. He says, and after I'm done with you, he says, I'm going to take care of the other 2 little Saiyans. And he says, no, you won't. And then when he goes Super Saiyan 2, he unleashes a huge blast on Frieza. He says, we're going to win. Does not do anything. Frieza goes golden Frieza, and he unleashes Finger Kai Blast on Kaba, going on the same vital organs as he's done to everybody else. And he says, are you done yet? Are you gonna beg? He says, no, I'm not gonna beg. I'm gonna keep fighting. He says, as you wish. And he just uses a massive Kai Blast and blows him off the stage. And then you see Champa getting angry as well as everybody else. And then we see Frieza going, he says, how pathetic, I had to use more of my energy to take out such trash. Then we see where Vegeta is like breathing. We see Goku breathing. Goku sees Vegeta. He says, yo, Vegeta. He says, so you having issues at Travis? He says, I'm trying to recover. He says, it's kind of hard when you're fighting. He says, I saw Kaba lost. He says, doesn't matter. He says, Saiyans keep going. He says, I'm going to win anyway. And he says, oh, he says, so you know what you're going to do? He says, yeah, I do. And then we see Topo going. He says, come on then. He says, you cocky bastard, I'm going to show you what's going on. So he fights at Topo again, and then we also see where Goku's about ready to get 3 more, and he says, I can't keep going, holding back. He's on much power, but I don't have much of a choice. Khalifa comes in for the save. She knocks out 3 of them, and then he looks, he says, hey, thanks for the help. She says, thanks to Kaba. She says, I'm back up to my full stamina. She goes Super Saiyan 2. She says, now fight me, Son Goku. And Goku just looks at her like, are you serious? He says, why help me? Then you want to fight me. So it's really crazy, and then that's how the episode ends. And then we go into episode 1113. We see Goku and Khalifa trading blows. We see Khalifa in Super Saiyan 2. We see Goku, I think it's Super Saiyan 1 or 2. And they're trading blows back and forth. There's not a whole lot that's going from the episode. And then we also see Kale. She looks like she's smiling, like trying to cheer her sister on. So overall, guys, this episode was really amazing. I did like Kaba was finally introduced to another transformation. I think they need to kind of hold off on a little more transformations. I also do think that it was right in a way for Kaba for what he did, try and take the lead, but I think it was a little hesitant because he even told Khalifa that your overconfidence is what's going to cost you. it kind of did the same thing for him. He kind of ate his own words trying to go up against Frieza because he saw what Frieza was capable of if he did not see what happened to Frost. So this kind of goes in contempt as well as everything else. So I do believe that Kaba bit off more he can chew from him going up against Frieza, as well as a few other things. So I did not like about this episode was the Mona character. She's really annoying. She really reminded me of Brienne. I did not like how Vegeta saved Kaba, but I liked it at the same time to show him that you're saying and you need to keep fighting. You need to keep going on. You don't need to just give up. So I like that as well. There's things I liked but I disliked about it. And there was a lot of things about this that I was hoping. I didn't want Kaba to bring Ring out that quickly. I wanted him to at least get out that much stamina. I wanted Frieza to kind of play with him more than just, laying him out that quickly. But Kaba's out now, and now there's only 5 Warriors left in the Universal Tournament. So I think there's either 4 or 5 left. So now we have them to worry about. But guys, we have more to come on the channel. You guys have been rocking it. I've been seeing so much good stuff from you guys, but you guys have been loving it. So if you guys enjoy this video, leave a like as well. Consider about subscribing if you guys are new. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Gamster World. Go ahead and click the notification bell. That way you guys do not miss none of my updates on this channel. As well as give me a follow down my description below. That way you guys do not miss nothing I am posting on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook.